Your Excellency, I would like to thank you for sparing time to come and grace this beautiful day. Before you are the generals who are retiring today under the Batch 13B. Your Excellency, for me, I'm giving a testimony. The generals before you today have grown under your care. You saw them through, but one important thing I want to note is that you did not allow them to simply grow. Your Excellency, you developed them. The beginning was very humble. For the generals, not only them, those who are retiring, and some of us who are still in active service. But as we have had a citation, they are now retiring as professionals. This is a very great achievement. Your Excellency, this is a part of your wider visionary leadership strategy, which has brought us happiness and joy. In the past, the retirement for the army was anchored on the principle of running away. This army runs away, no retirement, but running, not even walking. That another one which follows runs away. Another one comes, runs away. But today we are happy. Our brothers who walked into the army are able to walk out of the army. To my colleagues, the retiring generals, today you are being released honorably with full joy in your hearts, in our hearts. I would like to thank God because the motto of our country says, "For God and my country." The simplest interpretation is God first, before us. And if it is God first, then our country is one of the most loved countries in the world by God. Now, my message to you is just a warning. You know, God gave us a warning. I'm also extending that warning. It is from God. It is not from me, but it's from God. When you read the Bible, Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23, from the version of my Bible, this is how it reads. Be careful how you think. Your life is shaped by your thoughts. I want to repeat. Be careful how you think. Your life is shaped by your thoughts. I'm now repeating for the last time. Be careful how you think. Your life is shaped by your thoughts. May God bless you, for God and my country.
When they took over the mantle and what it is today, for sure, go with your heads high up, well knowing that those who wish you well Uganda and those you have left behind will remain indebted to your selfless great works in making Uganda a better place to live in for the current and future generations. Personally, and on my behalf and that of the Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs, I'm short of better words to say thank you for a job well done. But I can only wish you good health and success in your lives ahead. Your Excellency, allow me to highlight that these 5 UPDF generals who are retiring today have not only diligently served Uganda in combat responsibilities, but have also exhibited excellency in many other responsibilities, to mention but a few.
Gives you the story of the NRM and its doctrine, its ideology and strategy. It also touches on the Bible, because in the Bible it says somewhere that whatever somebody sows, that's what he reaps. You have had their individuals. This is just a sample. Nobody selected them deliberately. You had, I think it was Kamuna Nwire, who joined at Chamate in 1979. That means when we were coming from Tanzania. That's when he joined the 1979 war. Then you had those like Sebugwao, who joined 1983. So that means now that is the Ruwero group. That is the Ruwero line. Then there was another one who joined 1980. Who was that one? 1980, who joined the army? Who was that one? That was Torit. Okay, Torit had joined 1980. That was during the time of Benaissa, I think, during that time of the UNLF, when we were recruiting people after the fall of Amin. Then you had, there is somebody who joined 1985. Who was that one? That is Gumisiriza. That is when the NRA swept to the west. When we swept to the west. So, all of these, if it is a river, like the River Nile, it has got branches that we call in geography tributaries of the Nile. Now, all these tributaries are what formed the UPDF, the NRA and then the UPDF. And therefore, the stability you see, which Lieutenant General Kidingi is talking about, that now people are retiring in peace, they are not dying, they are not being killed by, there is no internal cannibalism where the army was eating itself. You can imagine soldiers killing other soldiers of Uganda. Like what happened in 1971, what happened other times, that one has never come back again here. That culture of of cannibalism, of fratricides, brother killing brother. Then the chaos of one army running away, being replaced by another one, that one will never happen. So the stability is due to the ideology, the philosophy, the strategy of the NRM. Those words, each one means something different. I don't have time to explain them, but it is what is bringing this strategy here, this stability, the one you are talking about. So it's good that the young people, because all these were young people, when we started, and when we brought the new approach, they embraced it. You heard that when Major General Torito went to Kitgum and wanted to join the NRA, his family were against him because they were imprisoned in the wrong ideology of sectarianism. Achori, non-Achori, that was their problem. Even myself, in 1971, when I went to fight Idi Amin, people in my area they called me Echirare. Echirare in Nyankore means a vagabond. They said, why did this boy? Because they were stuck in the politics of UPC, Party for Protestants, DP, Party for Catholics and some of the tribes. So the question was, and my area was predominantly DP. Now the question was, how can Kaguta's son join UPC, join Obote? But of course for us, we had started long ago in our student politics with the politics of loving Uganda, patriotism. Those are our principles. Patriotism, love Uganda. Why do you love Uganda? Because you need it. It's good for your prosperity. Pan-Africanism, socio-economic transformation, and democracy. Now, the people in my area were DP. DP was sectarian. It had wrong group thinking, and so was UPC, and Kawaka Yeka, the other one. So that's why, although Obote had made some mistakes, but when we balance, we say, no, for the future, we don't have time to waste with Amin. Because you see, Obote was would appear as if he was a Pan-Africanist, when in fact his actions were not Pan-African. But at least he would pretend, he would try to. Now, Obote, Amin did not understand anything. All those things we were talking about, he didn't understand. For him, he was jeshi la ukoloni. So therefore, we could not waste any time, because with Obote, we were actually trying to see whether we can move him together with Nyerere and with Kaunda and with Kenyatta on the issue of the East African Federation. We thought we could we could, although he had his own mistakes here and there, but we thought we could move him. But Amin had no idea, just there, Amin. So we said, no, we don't have time to waste with you, Idi Amin. Out, you get out. Now, of course, the problem is that people don't know that there are serious people in the world. They think everybody is a joker. Because if those people had known that we were very serious, they would not have done what they were doing. They would have listened. So you people, what are you saying? And would have talked. But they didn't. They thought that we were telling them, but they thought what we were telling them did not matter. And that's how we had to have all this long struggle. So I want, therefore, to congratulate you, the generals who are retiring, who were young people in 1979 and subsequently, who believed in the vision of the NRA. Because remember, that time the NRA was like an underdog. It was not well known. But people believed in it and joined. So I congratulate you and thank you. And as you have seen, the NRM has also not let you down, because it has built your capacity, as Okudingo was saying. It has built your capacity, training, basic training, officer cadet, platoon commander's course, company commander's course. What you call grade 2, is it staff college? Staff college, senior command. Then some of you even went to National Defense College. Then some of you even did academic courses, went to universities when you were already in the Army. So the Army has empowered you. You have supported the Army, but the Army has also empowered you. You now have more options than when you started off, because you can, and this retiring is not bad, because you are retiring when you still have energy you can do additional things to whatever you did in the Army. Like, the one I like most myself is farming, to farm. We have got examples in Fort Portal, where one of our people there, Nyakana, who is using 1 acre for dairy cattle, for 8 dairy cattle, and many chicken for eggs. Is earning you more than almost 300 million shillings a year. So farming is there waiting to if you have like 4 acres, which we normally talk about, you have 1 acre of coffee, you have an acre of fruits, you have an acre of pasture for dairy cattle, you have food crops, you have poultry for eggs. Nyakani is selling 103 trays of eggs per day. That's a gold mine. So you and the children, there is an open field, farming. Now, what you need to be careful about are people who bring, because I will talk about that later, who try to take you into things of speculation of what, banking here, banking there. Be careful with those. For me, I know that farming is a sure deal. Hakuna kubahatisha hapo. Then The other area you can look at is real estate. You build like a house somewhere for renting. That's a good area. Doesn't require too much supervision, doesn't require what? Even when you are old and your wife, you are old, you are amojong. Amojong in Ate, so they say amojong when she's a woman. And emojong when is a man. You can still go and collect your rent from, that's another good area I can think for people who, now, trading, I have never traded myself. Begging people to buy from you when they don't want to buy from you. For me, I go for food, because food, people must eat. They have nothing, they have no alternative. In Corona, you saw. So many things collapsed, but with the food producers continued. Hotels had no customers. Building private schools, all that is a lot of management. Start with the sure deal, with the sure things. For me, the sure things I can think of is farming and real estate. Start with those first, so that when you grow, you can maybe add other things. Or the children, but private schools, what have you? A lot of coming, going. Now, but the army leaders, you need to pay attention to what General Torit said about corruption. It's not the majority of the people in the army who are corrupt. I've been hearing those stories also. And you remember when there was those soldiers of ours were attacked by Al-Shabaab in Somalia. I sent a message. I sent a message on the social media. And part of the problem was the way they had been selected. They had been selected, I think, not in a good way. They had been, because in the past, we used to send units, battalion number, this and that. You train and you go and fight. But along the way, some people started collecting individuals, because it became like a money earning effort, where people would just bring escorts, bodyguards to go to Somalia. They thought it was a money-making trip. That's how those people really performed badly. One of the reasons when they were attacked. So that speech of General Torit, you take it and analyze it and talk to him more, because he's a free consultant. He's there. You don't have to pay him. He will give you the information. And as you go back to the villages, you are people who are respected. The local people will come, this one was this was that. So now you can actually influence those people, help them to understand, especially if you become an example yourself. You engage in wealth creation yourself. And then they learn from you. When I try to think of our villages in the 1950s, when we were growing up, we didn't have anybody who could show us example. I think in my area, we had only one lawyer who had gone to UK, John Kazora, but he had not come back, that he went to UK. Then we had one who was a police constable. You can imagine, that's the only person we had from our area. Was a police constable, a man called Binyina. And another one was a houseboy in Mbarara. That was one of the people of our diaspora. These were our elite. Otherwise, we were all just there, traditional, by Nyankore. The only person whom I came to know when I came to Mbarara High School was a Mkochi man. Bakochi are these people of Rakai. Those people are called Bakochi, who had started a dairy farm in Mbarara. It was called Mbire. The only one who had a modern thing, a modern something in the rural areas. But when we came up, like when I finished education, A-level, and came to Rwachtora there, and started doing modern things there, the whole area changed. If you go to that area now, they all changed from traditional non-money economy to now money economy around the dairy sector. So you have this opportunity to go there and become a local example. Now, one of the things we have been teaching our people has been the confusion which our political leaders do not explain. Even in the 1960s, when we were in the universities, they would teach us the difference between extensive agriculture and intensive agriculture. Now, this is a big problem because people can't judge. If you go to a place like West Nile, you find our people there growing tobacco. They say tobacco is a cash crop. Yes, tobacco is a cash crop. But who should grow the tobacco? In order to decide who should grow the tobacco, you must look at the average land holding. What is the average land holding in this area? Now, when you go to the Rugubara area of West Nile, the Rugubara land holding there is now 2 acres per family, because they have fragmented the land. So, if you have got only 2 acres, it means 1 acre is for food, for cassava. The only acre for earning money for you is only 1. You are one-eyed. You are like somebody with 1 eye. If you choose a wrong enterprise, for the only acre for money making, your home will never get out of poverty. So that's what we have been telling our people. Tobacco, I think you earn like $800,000 shillings a season. Whatever you do, even if you make improvement, a season or a year, tobacco. Now, if you have got only 1 acre for money making, the other acre is for food, how will you manage? Yes, Uganda may need tobacco, may need cotton. Cotton is also like that. Cotton is like 1 million a year in an acre. Now, Uganda needs cotton. Uganda needs tobacco. Uganda needs sugar cane. But these should be grown by people with big pieces of land. Because if I get 1 million shillings from an acre of cotton in a year, if I've got 10 acres, I'll get 10 million. If I've got 100 acres, I'll get 100 million. if I plow 1,000 acres, I can even get 1 billion. So you can actually get good money from cotton. But you need to do it on a big scale. So therefore, cotton, sugarcane, tobacco, even tea, even maize, these are products that need big land. They are part of the extensive agriculture. You can make money from them if you do them on a big scale. But they are this is what we call intensive agriculture. These are people like Kamuna Nwire and others who are from Bushenyi Shema area, where the land holding also has become small. There, you must use the Nyakana model, where you use a small area, but you get an acre of coffee can give you about 15 million shillings. Yeah. The one of tobacco, 800,000. Cotton, 1 million. But coffee, 15 million. Fruits, like mangoes and so on, you can get much more money. I even had people talking of 30 million or something like that from mangoes, from 1 acre. You can actually give them, Nani, my staff, give these generals my 2 documents from Wheels at Amatafari and the 4 sectors and 7 activities. Go and give each one the 2 copies. So you need to be very clear that the agriculture you are going to be involved in, if you are from an area where the land is small, is intensive agriculture. Don't squander your money by growing cotton on a smaller scale, because you are not going to get anything out of that. Don't, like in Ubusoga, that's how they have confused my people in Ubusoga. Ebikado. I tried to tell them. Some of the leaders were not listening. Ebikado, sugarcane needs a lot of land. You cannot make money from sugarcane from 1 acre. So therefore, I had postponed the retirement of army people because of the low salaries we were having. Even the soldiers who were injured, that's why I created a unit at Mbende, the casualty unit, because I did not want soldiers who had worked for their country to retire with the smaller salaries we were having and go and be in destitution in the villages. I said, no, let them stay until we get money to retire them well. Even the generals, that's why we postponed the retirement. Now, when it came that people had served 40 years, time to retire has come, I said, no. I put my foot down, and I told the government, said, please, now this time, these people have sacrificed enough. Whatever pressures we have, I cannot allow our generals and colonels and army officers and majors to retire into poverty in the villages. So that's why now the packages are much, much better. But you must use this money well. Because I hear money lenders are waiting for you to take your money, confuse you, go into shallow things. This one money, they call it what? There's kafuna. Please do not go for the sure deal. For me, if I have my I get my, like I was to get my package if I was you, even if I didn't have land. Wherever you are, so in some of the areas, an acre is 10 million, and in other areas, the acre is 4 million. In other areas, it may even maybe 20 million or 15. I would buy at least 5 acres. If I didn't have the land at all, I would use this money to buy 5 acres. Then I started the either 1 acre of coffee, and then look at, of course, you need to grow food, and then maybe also the chicken, those chicken in the backyard, the dairy cows in the backyard. Yeah. You read those booklets. We have analyzed this for the people. You can take advantage of it. Okay, thank you. It's now my honor to send you off, honorably.